Okay, the resolution is driving age should be raised to 18 years old. Round 1, first affirmative constructive speech.
So the driving age should be raised to 18 years old. For our most basic argument, younger drivers equals more accidents. 16-year-olds by nature are simply less mature than 18-year-olds, and the number of accidents shows it. 16-year-olds have a higher crash rate than any other driver, and that's not just due to inexperience. After New Jersey raised their legal driving age to 17, they experienced a near 10% drop in their crash rates of new drivers. Statistics also showed that for each additional passenger, death rates continue to increase. The 16-year-old brain just can't take all the distractions and responsibility of driving. Horny and hormone-filled, that sweet ass might catch the eyes of any young teen boy, and before you know it, that kid's dead. Maybe that 16-year-old sweetheart is on her way to a hot date, fixing her makeup in the mirror until, bam, dead. Teen drivers just can't handle all the responsibility of manning a vehicle. They are putting the lives of others and themselves at risk every time they step behind the wheel of a car. Do you really want to be killing innocent people every day? It's time for a change before someone else dies, or worse.
First negative constructive speech.
Alright, so as a negative, we believe the driving age should not be raised to 18. For one, it would put a strain on what teenagers can do. An example would be extracurricular activities such as clubs, sports, or any other things such as tutoring or getting help from a teacher. Of course, in order to do any of these activities after school, we would need to have some sort of transportation from school and home. Some of us can depend on our parents, but there are many other students who have parents that work late or have other reasons for not being able to pick up their child. This means that there are students who would need to be able to take themselves places, and for that you need a license. Most students in high school are not 18, and by the time they are, they're almost done with their high school career. So it would really be pointless by then to try and start up on those activities you could have started by 18. There's also the whole independence issue. Having a license at 16 is certainly one step away from full reliance on our parents. We get to be more independent and are better able to do social activities with friends. That also benefits teens as they grow because they can make their own plans and have more time to socialize with their friends without having to depend on their parents. Other than more independence, driving at 16 gives drivers more experience. We all start up somewhere, and if we begin at 16, we would have better experience by 18 and be better and safer drivers, which always benefits those around us.
Second affirmative constructive speech.
The driving age being raised to 18 would not only be beneficial in reducing the amount of teen crashes that are due to inexperience and carelessness, but it would as well benefit parents economically by lowering insurance costs and pushing off the stress of an extra monthly car payment for a good 2 years. Parents have enough to worry about. They fund everything in your life: college, shopping, all the clothes, school, food, and a car payment would just add to this. Cars aren't cheap, and many licensed drivers aren't able to actually drive for that reason alone. Giving parents an extra 2 years to save up money and prepare for the anxiety that comes with buying your child a car would be beneficial.
Second negative constructive speech.
The driving age should remain 16 because it allows you to become a better driver. Driving is mainly based on experience, so starting young would be helpful. When you get your license at 16, there are a few restrictions placed to allow you to ease into driving, such as not being able to drive with more than 2 people, and certain driving hours that you have to have. Starting young gives you more time to learn how to drive better. It's more about experience. Teens have faster reaction time than older people, so driving young is better. For emergencies, you can get places, like if you're babysitting and a child got hurt, would you rather hire someone who has a license and can get your child to an ER rather than someone who would have to wait around for someone to come home?
Discussion period. This time is unstructured but controlled by the chair. No new arguments may be introduced. Questions may be asked and answered. Affirmative, do you have questions for negative?
Do you have your license, Patrice?
I don't.
And Mary, do you have your license? You don't. Well, I do have my license, and I'm sure anyone else in this has a license. But there is a one passenger restriction when you first get your license, but nearly there's nobody that follows that rule. I never followed it. I've never heard of anyone who like religiously says that they'd only drive one person or only drive after 9. And I'd like to say that the only true way to stop the inexperienced drunk drivers is to put off that age to 18.
And the fact that they don't follow the rule is another example as to how they're not ready.
Exactly.
So the 18-year-olds they would follow that rule?
It's only 2 years older. It's not much of a difference.
Yeah, there's also, I guess we can't introduce the north in this. I'll leave it at that.
Negative, do you have any questions for them about their argument?
So you said the parents are benefited economically. How so?
Just by putting it off for 2 years so they can focus on continuing to build a college fund. I mean, eventually they would have to pay for a car, but it might help them by giving them extra time.
And I know that Steven's parents actually did that exact same thing. He's not allowed to get his license now because he has a large family, and it'd be financially not very. It wouldn't go over well in his family. So it may, for him, he may feel like he's lacking independence, but for his parents, it's not the same way. So.
Okay, you'll have a 5-minute break.